My nightmare housemate threw out my expensive medicine to free up space to store her groceries, so I'm making her life hell. I live with a housemate named Mia who is the most disgusting person I have ever met. For starters, she is absolutely filthy. I have been in her room once and saw around 5 used cups and a few used plates, all scattered around the floor and unwashed, and the room smelled of sweat and old clothes. On top of her room being such a mess, she has never washed anything. She has never done her own dishes, never swept the floor, took the bins out, or participated in any form of cleaning at all. I usually come home to find the kitchen a mess after she has made her food and left everything the way it is. I have talked to her numerous times about this issue, and she promises to clean every time, but never does. And since I'm not going to physically drag her into cleaning dishes, the most I can do is ask every time. However, after asking so much, I decided to throw my hands in the air and just give up. The thing is, though, we don't even get along at all. We are at each other's throats every day about household things and stuff in general, one of the dumbest things being her demand that all lights in the entire house go off at 10 p.m. and if I defy that, which I do daily, I am met by her storming downstairs and turning the lights off, only for me to turn them on again and ensue an argument. Another thing we argue daily about is the fact that she has moved her boyfriend in without asking me, and he is just as much of a slob as she is. The two of them make this house unbearable to be in. I remember a few weeks ago I came home to find nut stains on the couch from the presumably going at it earlier. I asked her to clean it out and she promised she would do it, but of course never did. The absolute largest thing we argue over, however, is the cabinet space. There is plenty of space in the cabinets for 2 people in this house, but she does not seem to think so. The thing is, the girl is big. She buys a lot of food, way too much even for an obese family of 4, and her gone-off food is a big reason as to why the kitchen sometimes reeks. She has used up all of her cabinet space to store her food and has moved on to using mine, which I protested against. I came home one day to find my entire shelf cleared out and replaced with only different kinds of chips she bought. An entire shelf replaced with chips. So I did what anyone would do, and that was clear out the chips and put my stuff back in. This caused a huge argument, of course, as she claimed I was skinnier than an African child anyway and didn't need all the cabinet space. I thought the argument ended, however, after I told her that her and her boyfriend have ticked me off enough and I will report him to the authorities for moving in here without permission if she does this again. Well, nothing new appeared in my cabinet for a week, until 2 days ago, that is. I walked into the house with a huge headache and went to take my meds, which are extra strong migraine meds prescribed to me by my doctor. I opened my cabinet to see they weren't there, but were instead replaced by her snacks. I saw red at that point and stormed upstairs, banging on her room door. She opened it and I saw her boyfriend laying on the bed unclothed, not even bothering to cover himself. I asked her where she got my medicine and she laughed and said that those silly meds only made me sicker anyway, so she did me a favor and threw them in the bin outside where the garbage man collected them about an hour ago. I was furious, and I went off on her. I spent a few minutes ranting, and the boyfriend was caught in the crossfire. I ended up going downstairs and throwing her snacks outside too after she went back into her room. I called the authorities on her boyfriend without letting her know, and they will be having a surprise inspection tomorrow. I will also make her life hell from now on. She will be forced to move out, mark my word.